We're flying out. We're going to King's Landing.
To what end?
Killing Vhagar. I cannot face that hoary old bitch alone. With my dragon and yours together, we can kill Vhagar and her rider. Make it a son for a son.
Was this the Queen's command?
The Queen remains absent. I should be at Harrenhal, bending knees, but I must instead remain here to wage her war.
Or perhaps more simply, to await her return.
She has been gone for days. Too long. She is exposed.
She is grieving.
The mother grieves as the Queen shirks her duty. If you'd have acted when you had the chance, Aegon's line would be extinguished. And Luke would be alive. Fly with me. It is a command.
Would that you were the king.
I sent the Queen's vengeance for her son.
Or have you used me as a tool with which to grasp at your stolen inheritance?
When Sir Eric brought you the crown, did I myself not place it upon your brow? A folly!
Not before us.
To give up my brother's throne to the traitorous lies of father
Who
was
needed
a coward
you?
who knew I was the stronger son, that I was the leader of men, and he was afraid to be seen in my shadow.
Is that what you understand of your own brother?
Oh, you know him better than I do. Who was raised at his side? Do you believe he made you heir because of your great wisdom, because of your virtue?
How dare you?
Or did he merely use you as a tool to put me in my place because he was afraid of me? Because he knew your legacy, unlike mine, would never outshine his... It was a mistake. I'm claiming Harrenhal.
Apparently so.
You will die in this place. I'm called Alice.
Strong?
Rivers.
Bastard.
Once you get to know me, you'll find I'm not so bad.
So what
I'm headed to the duties after the last one fled in the night.
Fled? Why?
Just never settled in. How are you settling in? I've come to know the face of tortured rest well enough. Sleep can be thin in this place.
What would you know of my sleep?
Perhaps to prove yourself, Dad.
Do not try me with your insolence, witch.
You'll need your sleep if you're to win this place to your side.
Brackens are venal cravens, and they must pay for their treachery against the laws of gods and men, and against the crown.
Who are you?
Sir William Blackwood of House Blackwood, Your Grace. As I said.
Well met. What might I do for you?
It was you who summoned me, Your Grace. I was given to understand that you wanted an army.
Well, who doesn't these days? You Blackwoods certainly never miss a chance to bloody your swords. Do you?
Some 20 years ago, my lord bent the knee to King Viserys and acknowledged the Princess Rhaenyra as his rightful heir.
So you fight for this old oath, not of course for your 1,000-year-old feud with the Brackens.
I once vied for Queen Rhaenyra's hand. Before she wed Seleno. I was like her spirit. She had the true blood of the dragon.
And you're prepared to march without the leave of your lord. The hour is late, and my dragon is hungry. You have no choice but to submit. Our terms are simple, Lord Bracken. Renounce the false King Aegon as a usurper. And bend the knee to me. Or your house burns.
I would sooner be the...
That is quite the impression, Lord Bracken. But alas, not an answer. I'm alive. I came here to raise swords, not corpses. Then perhaps you could try less fighting and more... persuading.
They are unyielding in battle.
Ain't my meaning, then. There are things the crown itself must not be seen to do. Show them your worst.
I am your servant, Your Grace.
Let's see what your Lord Paramount is made of.
My prince, my grace, Your Grace.
Lord Grover is looking more hale and healthy than I expected.
This is Sir Oscar Tully, grandson to Grover Tully. He is heir to Riverrun and the future Lord Paramount of the Riverlands. His Grace, the King Consort Daemon Targaryen.
It is an honor, Your Grace.
Indeed. How fares your grandsire?
Sadly, he remains incapacitated. He lies in a kind of waking sleep, unable to do much more than take meager drink. It is barely enough to sustain him.
So he's alive.
Yes, gods be good.
Well, my time is short and I have need of an army. Perhaps you might place a feather pillow over his head and speed along your inheritance. Then you're of no use to me. I can see why the Blackwoods and the Brackens did not fear to start a war beneath the nose of their liege lords. House Tully is a fish with no head. Remind me, which of your countrymen claimed to fight in the name of Aegon? Was it Bracken or Blackwood?
It was House Bracken that declared green, Your Grace.
Who could remember? Summon the Blackwoods here. I require men of action to lead my host of rivermen.
You're born to wield a sword, but not so much an axe, perhaps.
There are others who would sit idle and wait for their claims to be brought to them. That is not my way.
Splitting fire would justify what has followed you here.
Let it not be said that Daemon Targaryen failed to dirty his hands in this war.
Oh, let me see them. Sit. Sit.
Surely you haven't mistaken me for an upright man. The Brackens had their chance to do as I required. They will perhaps think better of their decision if their children's lives are staked on it.
Is that the kind of army you would raise? Men who hate you? Who serve you under duress?
Well, once they agree to serve me, I'll treat them fairly. Set an example for the rest of the Riverlands to follow. That fool Aegon is unlike to survive. Realm will suffer if Daemon One Eye rules. You should pray you never meet him. He will cut you down soon as wish you good day.
I'd heard the same thing about you. But I'll cross you no further. I'm sure your tactics are, after all, approved by the Queen.
She cannot succeed, Alice. Even if I willed it to be so. The people who support her will not be led by her. They look to a man for strength. Who's better suited to it? The High Towers with their scheming, or Viserys' first true heir? When I take King's Landing, Rhaenyra is welcome to join me there and take her place by my side.
You aren't going to bid me farewell?
There's something wrong with me. Someone poisoned me. Food, the wine. Or else it's this swamp air or...
The ghost of Harren the Black moaning his curses from Kingspire Tower?
Drivel! All of it! The ghost, the curses, the blasted weirwood bed, I'm done with it!
Ah, yes, it is your way, is it not? When something does not please you, you run. Dragonstone, Stepstones, Pentos, Harrenhal.
I wake and I do not know where I've been.
There are older things in this world than you, or I, or living memory. You are not the player, but a piece on the board. As am I, for that matter.
I'm not like you. Don't lecture me!
Daemon Targaryen asking for help?
Counsel. I need help, Alice.
Do nothing now. In 3 days' time, the winds will shift.
The rivermen honor the old ways and abide by tradition. Here, then, is tradition. Grover Tully is dead. Lord Oscar raised up in his place. You have been summoned here to swear anew your fealty to him, and as his bannermen, answer his call.
And I agree. I am young. And I have no love for Daemon Targaryen. He has dishonored himself and the crown with his comportment here. Nevertheless, having so little experience to guide me, my best course is to defer to the oath my grandsire swore to King Viserys when he named Rhaenyra his heir. I see no reason to cast aside loyalty, no matter how loathsome I may find her representative, the prince.
King, mind your tongue, boy.
Will you have our army or not?
Oscar is bold, but he is perhaps not wrong. I may have been a touch enthusiastic in pursuing my aims, but don't allow my failings to keep you from supporting an upright man.
If His Grace wishes to show contrition for his acts, and to prove himself deserving of our banners, he must now rectify his grievous error, denounce your crimes, and dispense justice.
Oh dear.
No, no, no! It is yours, Your Grace. I've been faithful.
I wasn't expecting you.
You sworn.
Bruson tapti lyrics ostawa. Filipazma kesu. Pranon. Merisa. Sola armazis. Soprumi vejume.
Elenisinyu kepo idra.
Uiundan. Uina juragon costo tuta worundan. Sesi Amerikiso. Elo Belvelza. The realm's only hope is a leader who can unite it, and my brother chose you. You are the true queen, Rhaenyra. First of her name, protector of the realm. I am meant to serve you, and all of these with me, until death, or the end of our story.
Ine arli credruchas? Separ morjulies.
Nuki koston dawor. Silulan. My queen. For every one of us who falls, 100 of them, there will be no mercy! We fight for our queen!